Going on, fellow YouTubers? So back with part 4 update with the X1 Pocket Bike electric conversion. So far right now, I pretty much have everything buttoned up. I just have to put the tank back on with the switch for the lights and everything, and but those already work. It's just a matter of getting the batteries hooked up for the computer to run the motor, and I have all that hooked up now and it runs great. I haven't test drove it yet, but I did make sure it runs just to show you. You can see it moving from the motor wanting to go. There you go, just to show you what it's doing. It actually works. These are actually 12 volt 18 amp hour batteries. These aren't the same ones that go in the MX 500s and the MX 650s. Those are 12 volt 12 amp batteries. These are a little bit bigger and they hold a little more charge so that they last a bit longer. So especially since this motor is a higher wattage, it's going to draw more power from the batteries. So I figure, well, why not get something bigger for the batteries to actually, you know, batteries to actually hold a little bit more charge so that it can put out enough power to last long enough to power this motor. But yeah, everything as far as I see, I had to kind of jimmy up my own battery strap. Just use some, I don't even know what you call this. It's like sheet metal strap, metal strapping, and I just put like rubber, two-sided rubber tape on the edges of where the battery, where the, you know, the strap wraps up against the battery. Like I see, much just tried to jimmy it on there as best as I could. It doesn't move. It's pretty sturdy. It doesn't go anywhere. As far as to my knowledge, it's nice and tight. Doesn't move around. That's as best as I could get it. Like I said, I really just used some strapping. I guess you could say this is exhaust strap, like universal exhaust strap. Just went around from the mount that holds the gas tank down to the strap, and it goes down around the frame to the other side and comes up the other side and goes to the mounting right here. So it's more like to keep it centered in the middle of the frame, and then I have one going around the actual batteries to hold it from going back and forth, and this one helps it from going side to side. So that one just goes around the front side of the frame and goes around the battery packs, around front to the back or back to the front, whichever way you want to take it as. But it works for me. And the wiring is pretty much the same as the regular, you know, Razor bikes, you know, not parallel, but in series, so that you can get the 36 volt voltage out of the batteries. It's just a matter of trying to, you know, finesse how you want to mount these batteries in there. You could amp hour batteries, but I figure so I went with the 18 amp hour. But I mean, this is pretty much finished product. I'm gonna take the fuse out of the battery so that I let it sit overnight. I don't just completely trust the wiring just yet. I'm gonna let it I'm gonna take it for a test run tomorrow and see how it does. But right now everything's hooked up, and like I said, I gotta put the tank on and put the switch back in for the lights, hook the switch back up for the lights and the meter, and that's pretty much it. And then that's pretty much done from there. That's pretty much that. Also, I have a chain guard I mentioned in the last video that I'm getting for this, so that this thing isn't rubbing up against the frame. That's coming in soon as well. But everything's buttoned up and ready to go. I can tell you one thing, this thing is a lot more heavier with these batteries in here versus when it was just the motor. But I'll get a video with it running, so stay tuned.